So, good morning, everybody. I propose to start the session, so thanks for being here. Today we have an interesting session together with our partners, and I would like to present myself first. So I'm Leen Govaerts, Director of Warnergy and Energy Transition Unit of VITO, and VITO is a Belgium-based research and technology organization, but active in supporting global public and private actors in the field of climate change and broader sustainability issues. So together we have a fine panel of our partners discussing on the results of our partnership on the NDC Support Centre, a partnership with AFREC, which we are very pleased to cooperate with, and to bring together the key lessons learned in this partnership and look to the future and our renewed partnership and what we should take along in this path. So first, a bit of a background. Africa is a region highly susceptible to the impact of climate change with severe consequences. To confront these challenges, the African NDC Support Centre, a collaborative initiative established by the African Energy Commission in partnership with VITO, is dedicated to empower African countries in developing their national determined contributions, the NDCs, and the long-term low emissions and development strategies. This initiative aligns with the commitments of the Paris Climate Agreement. Despite the significant progress, many African nations still face obstacles in crafting NDCs and long-term low-emission development strategies, primarily due to the limitations in energy statistics and modeling capabilities. In response, our NDC Support Centre launched a pilot program generously funded by the government of Flanders. This program has been instrumental in aiding countries such as Morocco, Malawi, Uganda, and Mozambique in enhancing their NDCs, their national energy information systems, and strengthening their capacity for greenhouse energy and greenhouse gas modeling. Our pilot program goes beyond data enhancement, and it encompasses also climate policy development and the establishment of in-country energy models, crucial components of long-term climate planning. And with the culmination of our 3-year collaboration with our pilot countries and the African and AFREC on the horizon, we recognize the importance of sharing our lessons of this pilot project and identifying opportunities for potential expansion to additional countries and new domains and focal points we should work upon. We look forward to this discussion today and the opportunity to contribute, share experiences and insights, and make agreements how we can progress this important work on the national determined contributions. So as a program today, we have our eminent speakers, our partners here, and I would like first to invite Mr. Rachid Ala Abdallah to the floor. He's Executive Director of AFREC and a very trusted partner in this endeavor. Thank you, Rachid. Uganda? Minister of Uganda. Malawi. Sorry. Hi. You're welcome, Honorable Minister. So please, we are very pleased that you be here and you join the discussion. So if you would like, we could leave a little intervention. So we have a very fine cooperation with Malawi on the field of nationally determined contributions. So in the field of energy statistics, energy and climate modeling. So I would welcome you to give a short intervention if that would suit you. Okay, thank you very much. No, so I was giving the floor to Mr. El Rachid Abdallah, who is the Executive Director of AFREC. So, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, distinguished participant, ladies and gentlemen, afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank our partner, VITO. We have a very successful partnership in establishing this NDC Support Center. So now we are reached the point of ending the pilot phase, and now we are looking forward to increase our work to include more country as well as to support the existing country. For the purpose of introduction, AFRIC is a specialized agency of African Union. We are established by head of state in 2001 and officially started in 2028. So our mandate, we have a very broad mandate. Everything related to the energy, Africa is doing. But in short, we are trying to support our member state in developing policy strategy based on their priority or regional priority. And also we are mandated also to develop or to work with our member state to develop their national energy information system as well as continental energy information system, and to improve reporting and dissemination of the energy. We are also working on the capacity building and as well as mobilizing technical and financial support to our member state. Currently, Africa is working in 8 pillars, and these pillars covering most of the urgent areas that we think we need to focus on. First of all, we are focusing in Africa Energy Information System, where we have a questionnaire, we provide capacity building to our member state, we support them to collect data, validate data, and disseminate data. We also have a program on energy transition, where we are also start working on developing the continental guidelines or framework for energy transition. And we are also plan from coming year to support 5 countries to develop their energy transition and decarbonization paths. Capacity building also is issue. We did gap analysis for all our region, all our member state, and we are going to develop or to provide capacity building for all level, from decision maker up to the technician and for all technology. And I think it is very needed issue. Clean cooking also an issue we need to work on. Oil and gas, this issue we feel that it is very important for Africa. Natural gas, it will be our transition fuel, and we need to work on it, and we need to enhance the cross-border trading between our member states. Renewable energy is one of our area, and reporting, improved reporting of bioenergy and modernized bioenergy is also the other area. In terms of the energy statistic, where we are working, since 2019, we developed a comprehensive questionnaire, including 4 questionnaires from energy balance, energy efficiency indicators for end use, and we are provide capacity building to our member state. We support 10 countries to establish their national energy information system last year, and coming year we are going to support other 10 countries. And NDC also one of our intervention to improve this energy statistic area. And the objective of NDC Support Centre, it is in different area. First of all, we are work with our focus country to improve their national energy information system, provide training, and also we are supporting in improving climate change communication and improve energy modeling. And this, we believe, it will improve the decision making if it is well reflected in their process. And our project, actually, we are very proud about this partnership. It is very smart partnership. We are working on energy statistic. VITO, they have capability of modeling. So we have that managed to have a very unique project that within 3 years, we support our member state in several sessions at home to guide them how to fill the questionnaire, provide training, and in the same time, VITO with the capability to support them to do the modeling. And the project include data and statistic, capacity building, scenario modeling. Also, we are providing IT infrastructure, and we provide technical support. This project is for 3 years. Now we are ending. Include situation analysis for each country, because each country they have their own set up their own context. So we do situation analysis for each country. Based on the situation analysis, we have action plan, national action plan. And based on the action plan, we provide training, we provide capacity building, and also we have this modeling capacity building and also supporting in NDC modeling. So far, we are very satisfied with the results, and I think our member state present here, they will tell us, or they will tell the audience what they achieve, and also they can give us also advice how we improve, since we are working to expand our project. So in terms of the achievement, we're very proud that we train more than 20 experts in each country, Uganda, Malawi, Mozambique, for each country. We are also improved data energy collection, and we are very proud with Malawi, Uganda, and they are submitting their data, and we are very proud with the quality that they submitting. And also we are very proud that we strengthen the capacity of energy modeling. And one important thing also that project bring, it is a collaboration with national stakeholder working in statistics. We believe the energy statistic is not only in the energy ministry. They need to collaborate with Bureau of Statistics, with Ministry of Forestry, or Ministry of Transport, or whatever. And I think Ministry of Environment. And this really project, they bring another dimension that we need to take on board in the future, how we strengthen the collaboration about our member state. I think this is all about our NDC project. We are finished the first phase. We are looking to expand our project in the more country. And we are really, and as a point, we learn from what we did, and we plan for the next step. We need to hear from our people. And we love to receive criticism more than good words, because when we have a criticism, that means we can improve, and this improvement, we need it for our member state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rashid. So then I would like to invite our honorable guest, Mr. Ibrahim Matola, Minister of Energy of Malawi. So we are very pleased that you jump in, and so please take the floor.
Good afternoon. I hope it's afternoon. It is a great pleasure to join NDC partnership and to be given a platform to share some experiences and the journey which we are working together with NDC. When I read the motto or the goal, which says, by acting together, we achieve more. Indeed, it depends from which part of the world you're coming from. If I can quote the Chinese, the African proverb, the Arabs, you'll find that this initiative of acting together, we achieve more. Indeed, it's true. It is very easy to break the chopstick, but they become unbreakable when put all of them together. As I've said, if you're coming from African continent, you just change from a chopstick to a grass thatched bundle or a bunch of trees put together cannot be broken so easily because of the concerted effort. Let me take this opportunity once again to thank the NDC for the support which are giving to member states. And one of it, as alluded to by Mr. Rashid, is that Malawi has not been left behind. Malawi started receiving the support from the NDC in 2021. And as all the speakers who have spoken before me, they've spoken about the energy is the drive of the economy. And the energy is a catalyst. It goes into agriculture, it goes into health, it goes into education. For us to achieve the intended goals, even the Sustainable Development Goals number 7, on accessibility, reliability, affordability, sustainability of electricity, of power, needs concerted efforts. Agriculture alone, if we leave energy aside, we are still practicing the old system which my forefathers was practicing as a peasant. Today we are talking about smart agriculture, where we need more power. And my president in Malawi, His Excellency Dr. Lazarus Macarthur Chakwera, has named 3 major sectors or ministries in a short form ATM. Agriculture starts with A. T, tourism. M, mining. For us to achieve agriculture, smart agriculture, we need more energy. And for us to attract more tourism or tourists, we need to have power. And for us to run our mining, to run the smelters, we need more power. Time has come where people are getting resources from Africa in the name of sampling because they can't polish them, they can't do them in Africa because we don't have enough power. What we need is to have all this to put together, and then we can show the world, and even our generation, the young generation, and the generation to come, we are going to build a good future, and the children who are coming are not going to blame us that we did wrong decision. Let me thank again the NDC that we have come up on producing the publication of Energy Digest. This is part of civic education. Today, things are moving very fast. We need to invest a lot in education, in publication, civic education. Time has come where Africa should change its curriculum, not to spend most of the time memorizing how many rivers are in Africa, which is the longest river in Africa, what is the tallest mountain in Africa, how many parts of a frog if it is bisected. We need to live with the world today because innovation, science, and technology is very, very important. If given an opportunity, this COP28, I would like to move a motion that time for talk show is over. Time for action is today. And when we are coming out of this COP28, we should see the roadmap, because 2030 on access to electricity, affordability, reliable electricity is just around the corner. 2030 is just around the corner, is tomorrow. And the days are moving very fast. So We have developed the energy questionnaire, which Mr. Rashid has also mentioned in Malawi. And we need also not to leave behind the environmental affairs, the natural resources, and the other ministries so that we can achieve the goals so easily. And then the utilities. And we have opened up our reforms so that the utility companies and the independent power producers can come on board. Time has come, all of us, to move together without leaving anybody behind. The private sector has got a bigger role to play, and also the government, member states, has got a bigger role to play in this critical situation. It is very pathetic to see women going to give birth to a member of parliament, to the president, to a minister, to an engineer, to a doctor. But because of electricity, she doesn't come out of the theater. She was going to give birth. Because lack of electricity, then she loses her life and the baby. Women, girls who are moving long distances in order to fetch fuel wood. Hence, they're spending most of the time in the kitchen inhaling the salt, inhaling the smoke. And yet, we can save the life of young girls and women, and we can have productive citizens if we can give them access to electricity and reduce moving long distances in order for looking for fuel wood. And also, we are blessed as Africa with all these resources. What we need is technology, innovation, science, and concerted efforts in order to achieve the intended goals. I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share and also to listen from other speakers, and so that we can move forward together in action, not talk shows. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you, Minister Matola. Thank you for your kind words and putting the framework there in which we are operating with our projects on the NDC Support Centre. So thank you very much, and you're welcome to stay as long as you want, of course. So it will be interesting talks, and I do think also our discussions and our presentations that will be done in the session today, we make them as practical as possible. So it's time for action, and so talk show is over, as the minister said. We need to get some inspiration how to proceed and how to come to action, so that will be the main focus of the later presentations today. So then I would like to invite Mr. Pascal Chariot. He is CEO of Enerdata, and he will talk about the role of energy statistics for framework for AFREC to support the African member states. The floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Minister, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me. So I'm Pascal Chariot. I'm French. Enerdata is a company based in Grenoble, very close to Le Mont Blanc, which is the highest summit in Europe. I remember my school. I think I can guess about the Kilimanjaro also. We can still remember things. So Enerdata is a spin-off of a research center, and for 30 years we've been working on data collection, energy balances, energy modeling, and working out with other people. So I liked your comment about working together. So we are a company, we could be a research center, but we work a lot with development banks, energy agencies, AFREC, for instance, here, in order to bring knowledge, capacity building, experience in different countries. So we are very happy about this. We have a team of various nationalities, by the way, and we work together on projects like we did with the AFREC on helping to develop, in that case, energy statistics. And our people are happy also to cooperate, discover other realities, other countries, so that's fine. I will not speak, I will not be very long about this. Basically, I was asked by VITO to say, why do we need energy statistics? I think it's quite obvious. If you don't know where you are, if you don't measure it, you cannot define where you want to go. So it starts basically with collecting the data, with putting them into information system, etc. And every time it becomes more precise, more fine-tuned, etc. And then it enables to draft roadmaps, to make modeling exercises, to compare, to benchmark, and to go ahead. So building the NDCs for this. So basically, the experience we had with the AFREC started, what is 3 years ago or so. It was quite successful, and this is what we experiment in many areas. When we did the same kind of project in Latin America, where you have a number of countries with different realities. You have some countries which are investing more, some others that are lagging a little behind. So I think it's a good opportunity that the leaders go ahead, continue, then the others share experiences, and then they continue there. So it's fine. One of the good things we have experimented also with AFREC is that it enables very quickly to have updated data with the balances that you have, rather than having 2 or 3 years old data. So it's really important because it changes very, very quickly. I think that's all. Anyway, I will be happy to listen to the different speakers of the different countries. And if you have any question, please ask.
Okay, thank you, Pascal. So then I would like to invite Shaona to the floor. Shaona Kumbani is our contact point for the NDC Support Centre from the Ministry of Energy of Malawi, also focal point for AFREC. And I would like to invite Shaona to share the results of our cooperation in the NDC Support Centre, but also to give some insights on future cooperation. You will, I don't know if you have an intervention prepared, so I will please take the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Director Water and Energy, Director AFREC. So I'll just add a bit to what the Minister has already presented. So the NDC Support Centre Malawi started in 2021. It was among the 3 countries that piloted the NDC Support Centre. Next. Don't have it. The NDC Support Centre has given us technical assistance in capacity building, among which is energy statistics training that were conducted both online and in-country trainings. Apart from that, some modeling trainings were also conducted, 2 online sessions and 2 in-country sessions. Last month, we had energy and emission modeling training that ended, that occurred from 20 to 22nd November. It should also be noted that these trainings are provided to other institutions, not only Ministry of Energy, but Ministry of Mining, National Statistical Office, energy generation companies, just to mention a few. So the NDC Centre has really, can really tell a story. The NDC Centre Malawi has achieved some successful story, and I will present to you some of them. First of all, as the Minister already mentioned, we had a publication named Malawi Digest Statistic Document. But also, in 2022, Malawi was able to submit questionnaires to AFREC, and that was the first time we submitted the questionnaires. And this was done with help from an expert. In 2022, we were also able to produce our energy balance for the first time. In 2023, we have been able to submit the energy balance for 2021 and some questionnaires for 2022. So we are happy to say that we are working on the 2022 balance, which will be submitted end January 2024. And immediately after we submit, we will work on the 2023 balance, and this will give us one lag in submission of data to Africa. So from this, the ministry will be able to now produce its own statistics without the help of an expert. This year, as we're producing the questionnaires, we had help from the expert, but it was hands-on. We produced them ourselves, but with assistance from the expert. Going forward, from next year, we might not need any help at all, or little help from the expert. So it should be noted that this we've achieved this because of the desire of Ministry of Energy, and also the long-term assistance that NDC Support Centre is providing. So these are some of the recommendations for the NDC Centre Malawi. There is need to improve engagement across the ministries that have not already been involved. I would give an example of Ministry of Transport. It's not part of this. It would be good if we included them. There is also need to improve estimation of some items like stocks, bunkers, just to mention a few. And we, as the minister mentioned, we need to work hand in hand with the National Statistics Office, and one of the issues is to have a discussion if we can include some items like home, business, and own generation of electricity in the next survey. There is also need to improve data on final use by exploring the business name mapping with ESCOM, that's electricity generation company. There is also need to plan for a tailored survey on energy, and that will need to look for funds for that to happen. And I must say that there is, because of all that we have achieved, I believe NDC Support Centre needs to go beyond the 2.5 initial years that it was supposed to provide, and we hope there will be an extension. In conclusion, we can say that from the successful story from Malawi, we can say that if a country commits to the assistance that NDC is providing, the goals can be achieved. And also, Malawi has been able to produce energy balance, as I've already mentioned, and going forward, we'll be able to produce our own energy balances and questionnaires without any assistance. Thank you.
So thank you, Shaona, for sharing the lessons learned and also giving already some suggestions for future work. So then as a second intervention, I would like to invite Mrs. Marcelina Joel, Director of Planning of the Ministry of Energy of Mozambique, to also share with us what they learned in the NDC Support Centre and some insights for future work. So please take the floor.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Minister. We are so honored to speak today in an environment where we share experience and our experience in Mozambique. Okay. Okay. So, Mozambique has about the survey in terms of the estimation of 30 based on the projects these emissions are expected to reach, and we exclude the land use and land use change and forest. That is estimated to be the scenario by 2025. And in December 25, Mozambique submitted an updated version of its initial national determined contribution to the United States, to the United Nations Framework Convention, and the revised NDC outlines the country's commitment on the reduce the emissions by 40 between 20 and 2020. So we have also outlined our various measures and strategy to mitigate, and that focus on the sectors such as livestock, sustainable land use, waste management, energy security, and also sustainable industries. However, that implementation shows us we still have some challenge due to significant uncertainty, primarily arising from the lack of accurate data and clear guidance on greenhouse emissions, accountable accounting methodologies. So we have included in our NDC 10 mitigation strategies comprising 25 specific measures. I don't have the table, but that we will, in that presentation, I can then submit it later. And the estimation in terms of land use change related to emission in the country, it's 35 and in 2019, which we think that will reduce. But for that, we have several in the country, like the lack of clear indicators on the percentage of national emissions covered by it, and also the lack of clarity regarding the specific emission source, which different sectors, and we understand that hinders the effective targeting mitigation efforts. And lastly, also that the NDC, our NDC does not provide a clear methodology on the projections of business as usual scenario, making it difficult then to evaluate to which the proposed strategy will lead a significant emission reduce. Although we have that as a commitment, but we need a clear methodology for us to achieve that goal. So addressing this issue will help us to ensure the availability of accurate data and standardized accountability methodologies for emissions to be crucial for the successful implementation of Mozambique's NDC. So Mozambique is one of AFREC members, and I'm glad that the director is here. So he can testify some of the work that has been done, and we have benefited from long-term funding from establishing, to establish our NDC from AFREC. And this initiative established, it also helped another countries, and ours, it ends in it will end now in December, which the support that Mozambique has receiving in this area, we believe that NDC Support Centre will be able to respond to some of the challenges that I'm pointing below, to improve the level and quality of energy statistics, development of aggregate energy model in the country to help establish long-term climate mitigation policies, developing technical demonstration projects in 2 countries, and also developing improved NDC governance process, including helping to develop monitoring, reporting, and verification system for the energy sector. The NDC Support Center was established in our country in 2021, January, with 3 years time life, aiming to deliver sustainable and long-term support to diverse African countries and implementation of climate energy strategy and tools. So this project in Mozambique started in 2023, with a duration of 1 year and 6 months, and it ends now. So I believe we will also manage to benefit from an extension. And because we still have some action to be taken, like improving our detailed and quality energy statistics, developing aggregate country energy model to help establish long-term climate mitigations policy, as I mentioned, and use the enhanced energy statistics, establish monitoring, reporting, and verification frameworks. So in addition to this action, the NDC Support Centre provided to Mozambique essential service to support the sustainable long-term goals, including defining strategies for collecting and new statistic data and analyzing energy flows in sector, also fostering collaboration among stakeholders, maximizing data and utilization, improving the dissemination of communication for energy statistics, and to mention that in some of the works that we have been doing in the country, our energy statistic is the best one. And some of the other partners that are coming, they want to know how we made it. So that is important to mention because thanks to that help, we are managing that. And also training and institutional capacity building on energy statistics collection, energy modeling, and also analysis. So the modeling and also analysis. So the comprehensive technical and knowledge support offered by NDC Support Center is structured in 3 phases. The first phase is the situation analysis and need analysis that was led by VITO. Enhanced processing for energy statistics that was led by AFREC, and has a third phase to energy climate modeling and governance arrangement that was also led by VITO and still in progress. We believe that we'll still continue implementing that, and the upcoming in-person training on energy system modeling to be held. I think it's starting tomorrow in Maputo, so it's this month. So during the phase 1, the framework comprehensive situation assessment was conducted to identify the critical requirements in Mozambique on the outcomes of phase 1. Analysis indicated several key challenges. As I was saying, at least Malawi will not need, but for us, we still have some challenges. The lack of a strategy for development of a new statistical data collection activity in the energy sector. This highlights the need for a structured approach to improve the collection and analysis of data, which is crucial to enhance the country's NDCs. Recognize the need for more robust evaluation for Mozambique's greenhouse inventory, which heavily relies on a greenhouse accounting modeling practice. It's evident that there is a limited expertise in the energy system, and also for modeling with respective bodies such as Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy and Minister of Land and Environment, because we understand that regarding that matter, we have also to involve the Minister of Land and Environment, and also the Minister of Energy, Transport in my country, and Minister of Health. They also need to be involved because the various discussions that we're having, they also think that should be, these institutions should be also be involved. So the phase 2 were comprised by collecting, processing, and analyzing existing energy data in Mozambique. In process was carried out in a virtual and presential training session in order to respond to that need in this area. And the training was to provide practical training to help support Mozambique. MIREM, in this case, is the ministry, to develop energy statistics as the framework for planning, monitoring, developing policies for the future NDC and other needs as well. So in conclusion, sorry, it's very long. In conclusion, I can say for capacity building, the training extremely benefits from Mozambique, in addition to building and practicing skills to reinforce their links between the MDAs and the business. And also the survey, we should undertake an energy survey used for business purpose, and also household energy as user, because we have a lot of changes in country going on, trying to promote the use of cooking gas instead of charcoal, and a lot of initiatives that are currently being implemented in the country. And also, we need to improve the balanced long-term ideas, acquisition of IT and communication equipment, and that's also establishing the agreement that we have. So we still believe that we will be able to complete that phase. And thank you very much. I'm sorry for the language barrier.
Thank you, Marcelina. I think the minister needs to leave us. I would like to thank you very much again for being here. I hope it gave some insights, but thanks for being here. So then we would like to ask Mr. Brian E. Izrabire to the floor. He's working at the Ministry of Energy. He's Commissioner Renewable Energy of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development from Uganda, our third partner country, so to share your experiences. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the invitation to share our experiences as Uganda. So the Executive Director, I always feel bad when I have to meet with Mr. Rashid in meetings, because when I came in here, I thought I was the tallest. When I came in, I realized I need to do a bit of growing. But thank you very much for sharing with us the insights right from the beginning, but also for the support that you continue providing to Uganda and, of course, the partner countries that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda revised our NDCs recently. Initially, it was at about 17, but now we've become more ambitious. We've moved this to about 24.7 or thereabout, which is quite ambitious. And within these NDC3s, we have identified areas that we can use to cut down on the emissions. So as a country, we've committed ourselves to cutting down those emissions to that tune, with particular measures that we think will be critical for us to achieve that target. A few hours ago, Uganda launched our energy transition plan, which also speaks to our commitment to transition to cleaner forms of energy. While working on this National Energy Transition Plan, we got support from the IEA. And those of you that are in the energy space, you appreciate how IEA treats data. One of the most positive statements IEA said about Uganda is that we are quite good within our standards of the region in terms of data. So our statistical abstract was uploaded as one of the best within our region where we are competing. The other day, our president said we compete amongst pygmies, but even amongst pygmies, we are doing quite well on data. And all these can be attributed to the support that we continue getting from Africa, VITO, and our partners that have supported us to strengthen our NDC Support Centre. I will not go through the details of what we've done because my colleague spoke about that, but it's important to note that we've been receiving a lot of support, both human and in a way institutional support to strengthen our statistical capabilities as a country. I want to straight away go to some of the areas that we think the support that we continue getting has helped us to improve the way we manage our data. As a country, we believe that if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So data is critical in what we do. So from the different trainings that we've had, and we had one in 2022 and one in 2023, a number of areas of expertise have been strengthened. Just to note some of them where we've received support, the number one is on the standardization of the tools for data collection. So as a country, that has been standardized, but also beyond that, we've been able to support the Uganda Bureau of Statistics to improve on the statistics that comes from energy. So that particular tools development and standardization has been very critical in our case. So with the standardized tools, we are able to report as part of our commitment to this project, but also as part of our contribution to the National Statistical Abstract. The other area that we've improved as part of the training is on data collection, cleaning, archiving, but also specifically imputation of missing data. in this part of the world, you rarely get the right statistics. Either private sector is not reporting, some government ministries, departments, and agencies don't report. So you must come up with mechanisms for proper gaps imputation. And beyond that, proper mechanisms for cleaning this data, but also storing this data. Our capacity has been built over the 2 years, thereabout years of our engagement with this, through this support. Our team of 20 that were initially selected for this training has improved on their ability to do analysis for energy balance. So our ability to respond to energy balance has greatly been improved, and that goes with the ability to do models. So the domestication of these models that we have from the global to our context in the country has been greatly improved. And through this, we are able to support both private but also government interventions because of this capacity that has been built. And this particular capacity is not restricted to the Ministry of Energy, but also the other support ministries, departments, and agencies. For example, the Ministry of Water and Environment. In terms of productive use of energy, we continue working with the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Industry and Fisheries, but also the Ministry of Trade. So our partners, the representatives from Uganda Investment Authority, have found this capacity useful as we continue guiding investors in the country. We have had general support at the institutional level on the NDC Energy Information System, so that capability within our Department of Planning and Policy Analysis has been strengthened. So at the institutional level, we continue seeing renewed energy and support to that area. So our that Department of Planning has been working with yourself, with the IEA, in developing this energy transition plan, of course, starting with the in-depth policy review. So that capacity we continue seeing is partly attributed to the support that we get from Africa and our partners. So going forward, we think we cannot leave these partners that have, whose capacity has been developed to work independently. So a statistical community of practice has been established as part of the national framework for management of statistics. We noted that most of the statistics that we need for planning will not come from ministries or government or public sector. We have a strong and vibrant private sector. So the membership associations that we have, Solar Alliance, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Alliance, these are umbrella associations of private sector. So we thought we needed to bring them together. But so are some of the development partners that we continue working with. So a statistical community of practice has been established under a framework of the National Renewable Energy Platform, which is a ministry umbrella platform that we work with, that now will continue taking this work forward. Through this platform, we have seen something different. In the past, as government, if you request private sector for data, they don't provide it because they know the revenue authority will come to look at the statistics. So they needed a private arrangement. The development partners are supposed to comply with the aid management platform. So they are supposed to record what financing they are getting and the work they are doing. They were not also complying. So what we did was to get a platform that is kind of an independent body. So the NREP, or the National Renewable Energy Platform, is now an anchor platform where there is a community of practice on data, information, and knowledge, or what you would call a knowledge hub. Again, this has had the core, the critical mass formulated by people whose capacity was built from here. And I think when we start discussing the way forward, we'll have to pick some of these recommendations on how to support those anchor platforms that are at the national level where you can get everyone confident to report their data. Ladies and gentlemen, as I come to the end of my summary of the benefits that we've had from this project, I wanted specifically to speak to the role of data for investment and policies, policy formulation. We are every day encouraged to come up with evidence-based policy and regulatory frameworks. Without this data and the support that we continue getting from this kind of projects, it's very hard to come up with data to do exactly that. So the support that we've received has given us evidence to guide private sector. So the projects that we see coming into Uganda have benefited from this. And because of the readiness that was created by this support, we've been able to crowd in a few more development partners to support us. So the University of Columbia Professor Vijay has been key in supporting us to collect more data, particularly data that is related productive use of energy. So this support has come into this NDC Support Centre. So they've supported us, and I don't know how many other countries. Ethiopia has done it in Oromia region, but our country has been mapped for productive use of energy. So we know where every anchor, PUE energy anchor is. So if you came into my country and wanted to invest in productive use of energy, I know exactly where the demand is. So these kinds of support is coming because of the initial seed that was given by this particular project. So we think if we continued supporting, we will indeed attract more support. And I would invite colleagues later on throughout this week or next week to engage and see how we can start discussing with partners like the Columbia, and of course the support we'll continue requesting for, to be able to build onto this, because we are looking at the investment of Africa and the partners as seed and catalytic investment. So how to take this forward is now to look at the gaps that can be filled by other partners. Lastly, in the recommendation, I want to request that we continue building, hand-holding us, particularly in institutional development and coordination as we collect this data. So there's still a bit of gap. We have built the capacity. My team can now report independently, and I like the comments by the Malawian team and of course Mozambique that they are starting now to work. But we still need a bit of hand-holding to go to maybe another 2 to 3 years to do more, but particularly on institutionalizing what we are doing beyond the ministry to make sure that we have anchor capacity across the region. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to close finally. Now, this is the final one. That's how President says, very, very finally, that beyond collecting this data, the most critical undertaking and where we will start asking for, continuing to ask for support from Africa and our partners, is that it's not enough to collect data. It's not enough to create the energy balance. The most critical component is disseminating this data and getting people to appreciate that we need data to make decisions, so countries need to invest. Until we get countries to buy into this, sustainability is a challenge. So we'll still need to be supported on communication and awareness to institutionalize these and make sure that governments continue now providing budgets to some of these interventions. I thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Brian, also for these conclusive words. I would like to invite the speakers for a short round of conclusive discussion, very short, because I think it's very inspiring, all the presentations that we had, but for me it's important that we really learn about the priorities that we should have for our next phase of the NDC Support Centre. So also please, Rashid, take a seat here up front. And actually, we prepared many questions, but I got a lot of inspiration during the different interventions. And I would like to take as a guiding question for all of you. So we heard a very concrete plea that we need to go from data, from knowledge to really action. It is time to act now. And I heard a lot of recommendations from all of you on how we should go into the next phase of the NDC Support Centre. And I would like to ask you if you think about how can we move forward to real actions, to really the right investments, also from the private sector, but also to make sure that our governments can make right decisions in budget and facilitate the private sector in sustainable economic development related to climate. Then what would be your priority and how we can incorporate it in the next phase of the NDC Support Centre? So maybe first, Shaona, if I can address you, I think if you have an idea on what would be your priority for the next phase when we really want to drive private investment and make the right decisions for the longer future. Push the button. I think there should be a button there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. In the Malawian case, I still think capacity building is a priority. And as it was alluded in the presentation that I made, collaboration with more ministries and departments is important because we don't want to leave anyone behind, and especially National Statistics Office is important in this process in terms of both in dissemination, but also, I mean, in service. So it's important. So we need help in collaborating with other ministries as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So then I would like to invite Marcelina, who is second speaker, if you can share your priority for the next phase based on the experience you had so far.
Thank you very much. As I mentioned in the presentation, we still need the support to access to a specific data, mainly on the consumption of and expenditure in the transport system, industrial production, agriculture, tourism, public workers, commerce, and also the residential demand, including data solid for waste producer, namely the large cities and the municipalities, because we still have that as a challenge. And also it's necessary to ensure that the institutions start collecting this data as a statistic essential for the country. That will help us to decide, to define specific measures to address that. And also, I'm happy to mention that Miriam was appointed as a delegate board of the National Institute organization or institution in Mozambique. So that means that we are empowered to produce our statistics, and therefore we need to have our technicians, we need to have the human resource well trained so that we can produce our statistics observing all the standard that is needed. And now some of the activities promoted by that institute are going on, but we need to have a specific one, because for the general statistics, has the name says, it's general, but for the energy specific, so we still need your support. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Marcelina. So then for the case of Uganda, Brian, can you share your priority, your first next step in the next phase of an NDC Support Centre?
Thank you very much. In the interest of time, I'll just list. Data sharing agreements across countries are critical because data exists, but that consolidation, the biggest challenge is coming up with standardized data sharing agreements that will build confidence in data sharing is critical. One opportunity within energy is the climate financing, and this critically needs a lot of data. So making sure that we tune our tools to make sure that we can pick this data, both for those private sector that want to invest, but also for us in government that must regulate this industry, either for productive use of energy or other ways. And of course, I talked about capacity for institutionalizing these arrangements. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And then, of course, we would like to hear the insights of Rashid on the data sharing, but also cooperation between African countries, I think, for how this can endorse the quality of data and the NDCs in the African Union.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think for the priority, from my point of view, we are always working on data. You know, Africa, this is my mandate, and we will continue to do that. And always, we are very happy to hear from our member state, because we are there to serve our member state. But what I can mention is the institutional of the energy statistic collection, because we see in some country this energy statistic is just like ad hoc activity. Someone in the ministry, they can collect data, and then when he move it, we need to have that institution. We need to have in each ministry, there are a department or division on energy, statistic, and planning. Because always, if you need to plan, you need the statistics. So this marriage, we need to be there. Last year, we support 10 countries to improve their national energy information system. The coming year, we are targeting to support another 10 countries.
And we are always offering even, I think our 3 countries, they are benefit from our support, but still, if is there any specific needs, really we are ready to provide support as possible. And of course, we are planning to expand our other activity in the other area. Maybe one area that it is not in this discussion, bioenergy statistic, it is a key issue for Africa and for Africa. I think in 2022 we support Mozambique to do some survey for three profits. We hope that in the coming year we support more countries to do bioenergy survey. We plan to develop guideline for bioenergy survey to be used by our member state. We are plan also to develop a manual for estimation. We know not all data is available, but at least we need to have harmonized this estimation. If there is need for estimation, we need to produce manual to be used by all our member states so that we can read from the same book. Everyone read from the same book. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Rashid. So thanks for all sharing your insights and recommendations. I think there is a lot to take home to discuss with all the partners in this NDC Support Centre and go to the next phase. So I won't repeat everything. So with this little panel, I would like to conclude this session. And as said, we hope to continue. We will continue our partnership. We are proud on... Shauna.
Yeah, before you conclude,
Okay.
I just wanted to make a general comment.
Okay.
We are grateful for this opportunity to be here and all the support that you provide for us. I just wanted to maybe ask if maybe we can have more meetings together as different countries, because as for me, I really have learned a lot, and I know I can learn a lot from the other members, other countries. So it would be nice if maybe we organized something for us to maybe be together and we learn more, because I've really learned a lot, and I'm grateful for this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This was a last recommendation. It's really, really welcome to take it along. So also, we are really grateful to have worked together with you in the past 3 years and proud of what we achieved so far and looking forward to the future. I hope at a next occasion, climate conference, for example, we can come together again in this panel with other countries as well and talk about further progress in this field. Thank you very much and see you later.